one of America's most watched talk shows. The studio is completely packed, and the audience is eagerly awaiting. As the camera pans across the crowd, millions of viewers are holding their breath in anticipation. In the center of the stage, under bright lights, Donald Trump and Melania Trump sit side by side. Trump, as usual, sits confidently, while Melania maintains a slightly distant demeanor towards him. Trump begins to speak with conviction. America missed me, and I missed America. Under my leadership, our country has experienced one of its most powerful periods in history, and we reached the peak. People will never forget this. They won't. Some audience members cheer enthusiastically, while others sit silently, their faces tense. As Trump notices this, he averts his gaze for a moment. A brief silence falls over the studio. Melania calmly takes a deep breath, focuses her eyes on Trump, and speaks with an unusual seriousness. "Donald, I don't think the same way you do." A sudden hush falls in the studio. Everyone is frozen, and some begin to think, this is where the real chaos begins. Trump raises an eyebrow, looking at her with curiosity. Melania continues in a sharp tone. "This country deserves more than just you." Shocked murmurs rise from the audience. Some are pleased by her words. Trump's face tightens for a moment, but he tries to smile, keeping his composure because the whole world is watching. However, Melania's gaze suggests something was off. It visibly unsettled him. The tension rises as everyone waits for the next words. The host, smiling slightly, turns to Melania and asks, "Those are some powerful words. Could you elaborate? What do you mean by that?" Melania responds in a firm tone, "America is a great country, built by people with big dreams. But you can't just boast about the past to move forward. We see examples of this happening all around us today. People want hope. They expect more from their leaders. And Donald, I've been questioning for a while whether you are enough for America." Murmurs rise from the crowd. The audience turns its attention to Trump. For a moment, Trump pauses, quickly regaining his composure. Trump tries to smile, though it's more restrained, and responds, "Melania, I am the greatest president America has ever had. I've brought our country to the strongest economy in its history. My people love me, and I brought you to the White House. How quickly you forget all that." Melania shakes her head slightly and looks directly into Trump's eyes. "I didn't live under your shadow, Donald. I've worked hard to get where I am on my own. And I must say, sometimes, even the greatest leader must accept their mistakes, rather than ignore them." A few people begin to applaud. The host intervenes with a smile. "Wow! We are witnessing truly historic moments in the studio." First Lady Melania Trump is criticizing Donald Trump's leadership. "So, Donald, what will your response be?" Trump raises his voice slightly. "Many people have criticized me, but hearing this from you, Melania, it wasn't easy. But she should know this. No one has accomplished as much as I have. America was stronger with me, and my people know that." Trump had made a powerful comeback. The host tries to step in again. "Melania, what you've said will definitely make waves across America. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?" Melania, after a brief silence, speaks calmly. "Sometimes, having the greatest power doesn't mean you are the right person. Saying this here is truly painful. It's like criticizing a child." That was the breaking point for Trump. His anger was evident. With a sudden move, he stands up. "You know, Melania, for years, I've been your supporter. I've always honored you, represented our country in the best way possible. But today, here, in front of the whole world, you are betraying me. Is this your loyalty?" "Ooh!" sounds rise from the audience. Cameras capture this historic moment second by second. Melania responds coolly, arms crossed. "Donald, the issue here is not loyalty. The issue is speaking the truth clearly. And the truth is, people no longer want to see you the way you are. They want you to change. But you are stuck in place, unwilling to change. Trump's face turns even redder. He slams his hand on the table. I don't have to change, Melania. America loves me. I'm more ready than ever to make sacrifices for this country. I took us to the top, and I will continue to do so. Never forget that. The tension in the studio rises. The host tries to intervene to prevent things from spiraling further. But Trump leans toward Melania, narrowing his eyes as he continues. You're insulting me in front of the whole world. I'm the one who's honored you, even though you deny it. I'm the one who made you who you are, Melania. I'm the one who defined who you are. Audience members and viewers start booing Trump. Social media explodes. The hashtag Trump-Melania Showdown starts trending on Twitter. Melania, refusing to back down, responds, No, Donald, you didn't make me. I've always been here. How much longer will you keep creating these illusions? I'm confronting you with the truth in front of America's eyes. The entire world was in chaos. Applause, screams. The studio was shaking. Trump clenched his fists in rage and began to tremble. The host, realizing the situation, quickly intervenes. I think we need a commercial break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. The commercial break begins, and the studio is filled with silence. Trump and Melania retreat to opposite corners, both deeply affected by the fallout of the argument. But neither the audience in the studio nor the viewers at home could fully process what had just happened. Everyone was asking, was this real or just a show? Melania, trying to compose herself, leans back in her chair. There's a sadness in her eyes, but also a sense of resolve. As a woman who had fought through years of relationships, struggles, and hardships, the moment had come for her to speak the truth. Her eyes were filled with the wisdom earned over the years. Trump, meanwhile, sits in another corner, focused and angrily scrolling through his phone. Social media had erupted. News headlines were changing by the minute. People were discussing Melania's words and demeanor, seeing them as one of the most challenging leadership debates in history. Everyone was talking about how Melania had dared to question Trump's political power. Suddenly, the screens came back on, and the host returned, attempting to ease the tension a bit. Yes, dear viewers, this has truly been an unforgettable moment. The discussions so far have intensified, and the tension in the Trump family's relationship has erupted in front of everyone. Now, let's give Donald Trump and Melania Trump another chance to speak. They'll each share their final words. Trump slowly stands up. His face is still red and grim. He turns to Melania, takes a deep breath. For a moment, he seems like he wants to say something, but he manages to hold back. Finally, it seems like he is ready to say something he's held in for a long time. Melania, I never wanted this, but I will continue to defend you and my country. Listening to you, my commitment to the people has only grown stronger. Don't forget that. Melania, gently bowing her head, looks into his eyes. She takes a long moment to think before speaking calmly. Donald, I know how much you love America, but what you are trying to do is all about your own interests. Real leadership is about being with the people, understanding them, and being fair. I stood by your side for a while, but now I can no longer support you. The host, sensing the tension between them, tries to calm the atmosphere. This has been a very special conversation. But one thing is clear. The differences between Melania and Donald Trump are not only personal, but critical for their country. So, Donald, do you have anything to say in closing? Trump, lifting his head and taking a deep breath, speaks directly into the camera. Melania, I don't want to lose you, but I must take bold steps to move my country forward. People love me. They love this country. This country is all of ours. I will always be a leader because I deserve to be. Melania, taking a deep breath, responds calmly, Yes, that's true. This country is all of ours. But we must fight for everyone, not just you. True leadership is thinking of others, not just yourself. That's why I can't stay here. The tension in the studio rises. Some viewers admire Melania's courage, while others appreciate Trump's powerful words. Everyone is eagerly waiting to see what they will do next, and where this massive rift will go. Everything is still uncertain, but this moment marks the beginning of a major turning point. The host, sensing the tension between them, speaks one last time. There's been a huge debate, but the real question is, how will this affect Donald Trump's political future? Is Melania's statement the end of an era or the beginning of something new? Trump, before turning off his microphone, takes one last look at Melania. Beyond everything, beyond their emotional bond, perhaps the time had come for him to find his own identity.